Hi guys, this is Ben and welcome to yet another Let's Build a Roman City. In this episode, as you can probably tell by the title, I am going to be building the Coliseum, where the Roman slaves would fight to the death around an arena of rich Roman lords, I guess. Now what I'm doing now is I'm setting up the perimeter of the Coliseum. I know it looks a bit weird at the moment, but you'll soon realise that it's right the way I've set this up. Now, it took quite a long time for me to practice this Coliseum and sort of get it right, because I couldn't really make it too big, and I saw other YouTubers that have done the Coliseum have made it on a gigantic scale, and I can't really do that, so I tried to make my own sort of design and make it, a lot smaller, yeah. And about the market, in the last couple of videos I've been debating on where I was going to put it. I've realised now that I'm going to put it around the Coliseum, like in a sort of circular perimeter, so there's all the action happening. So the Coliseum I decided to place, rather than in the corner there, I decided to place it more in the middle of the city, so it's quite a grand thing to look at and such. At first I decided I was going to use sandstone to build the Coliseum, but, well, I decided not to in the end, because most of my builds have been based on the stone brick sort of thing so far, so I don't really want to change that, and I don't think the sandstone would have looked that good, in my opinion anyway. But I will use sandstone later on in the build, anyway. And in terms of recording, I've sped this up ×4 rather than ×8, so you can see it a bit better. And as you can see, what I said earlier about the planning on the bottom, the way I laid it out, it looks perfect now, so, It looked a bit funny at the beginning, but, Now, what happens in the Coliseum is that it slowly gets smaller. Not the actual circle, but the arches get smaller. But what I decided to do at first was to do 3 layers up of these arches, but then later on you'll see that I actually do 4, because I thought it didn't look big enough, sort of. Here I'm just trying to work out how, I'm going to make the arch a bit smaller, so I just double up the sides there, as you can see. And tell me in the comment section if you think it looks better for me to do it ×4, if you can see it a bit easier, that kind of stuff. And what I'm thinking I should do is the next episode should be me building the market, and that should be out by tomorrow, or maybe even today if you're lucky. And then the next one, I'm feeling it should be the docks, and I'm going to leave like the smaller bits of the city, like the houses and all that kind of stuff, to last, I think. And I'm going to build the sort of the bigger, more important things first. Now I'm just putting in the archways. I've used this sort of archway method the whole way through the city. I've just put it in the corners like that, and it creates really a really effective archway, as you can see. So now that it's getting high, you can have a better idea of where I've actually placed it, the Coliseum. So this is the last level I decided to do at first, but then later on, after I've actually done all the stands and the seats where people just sat, I decided it needs to go up higher. Now the seats and stuff I actually make out of sandstone instead, because, it looked quite good from the outside and stuff like that, but I didn't want it to all be stone, because a lot of the builds so far, they look really, really stony. Now I've finished that last layer now, and I'm just rounding it up with the stairs. And actually I've cut out parts of the video because I didn't think it was necessary for you to see. But obviously I've kept the main build of the actual Coliseum. But in a minute you'll see that I've cut it a bit. So what I'm doing now is I'm making the actual arena of the Coliseum, and I'm rounding it up with stone and just, you know, outlining these little parts here. Just had to pause it there quickly. I'm using glowstone because I can't be asked to set the time to day every 4 seconds. In a sec I'll be getting onto the arena, just around here. I actually skipped the bit making the arena, but as you can see there's the sand down there. I also skipped me making this sort of wall around because there's no point, because I decided to do it at stone at first, but then I changed what I was going to do. So as you can see, I did the walls out of sandstone instead of the walls of the actual arena. Just getting a sort of a view from the outside there. So now I am doing the stands and seats and stuff. This is quite a hard part because it's hard to make it circular, sort of. But you'll find out in a minute it was doable. But I've also skipped parts of me making the seating because it's just the same thing over and over again. But in my next video, the show round, I'll show you the actual Coliseum in a lot more detail. Now in a minute I'll probably skip the video. I mean skip like 5 minutes of me making the seats, so you could just see the main seats. Oh, now it's raining. I hate rain. Sorry if the video is a bit jumpy for you. If in the future that's what you think, I will slow it down or just not even speed it up, just do a longer build so you can actually see the exact things that I'm doing. Maybe whilst you're playing Minecraft or something and want to listen to me speaking or something like that, I don't know. But I found there was this weird glitch that when I placed like 2 sandstone blocks on top of each other, it created some sort of weird stone, and I'm going to have to sort that out, but that's fine anyway because the majority of it was sandstone steps. I think here is where I skip it in about 2 seconds, I think. As you can see just there, you can see that weird little brick thing. I don't know what that is, but if anyone of you know what that is or have the same problem, please tell me. As you can see, it's taken me quite a long time to figure out how to actually do it, as if it's a circle, but in the end I figure it out. Just making this sort of place where the gladiators would have sort of stayed now. And as you can see, there's that small little glitch again. I hate that, so annoying. Anyway, that little glitch is happening, and I'll sort that out by the next video, don't worry, so I can make some sandstone-y sort of builds. And I'm making the bit where the animals would be, but it's identical to where the gladiators would be, to be honest, so, you know, nothing too special about those 2 bits. Just paused it there for a second. I needed to do something, I guess. Now, this build actually took me about 1 hour and 45 minutes to do, which is quite good considering the size of it. I mean, usually a build like this would take me about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But I guess it's because I was undisturbed. But usually I am disturbed by my family, which is annoying. Don't know where I skip it. I keep on saying that I'm going to skip it at some point, but I don't know when. In a minute it should skip though, and then you'll be able to see the whole bit of stairs. Just turning down the music there. Music can be annoying sometimes. Although sometimes the music is quite nice, you know. Oh, there, look, it skipped. I didn't even realise. So look, as you can see, there are the stairs. And here's where I'm putting it up another layer. But I'll show you all this in more detail when I do the show round next video, which should be about 2-3 minutes long. There's the stairs. It looks sort of circular, more so if I'd have just done a straight flight of stairs up. But I try to make it somewhat curved by putting the stairs in and out. So here's me doing up the next layer. I think it made it look a bit more grand and, you know, a grander sort of thing, because obviously it's going to have to be quite tall and overpower the rest of the buildings if this is one of the main sort of things. So I had to make it quite tall. Also in these builds, I'm decided I'm not going to use glass or windows a lot, because obviously in the Roman times they wouldn't have really done that at all. Just laying down the final bits of stairs. Shouldn't take long, and nearly done. Felt a lot of thrill when I was nearly done, but obviously I had to do the grass floor at the bottom that I left and stuff. So once I'd done that, this bit, I went back down. Oh right, I must have skipped that as well. So I skipped doing the sandstone floor there as well. And now I'm just outlining the pillars. And in the minute I'll, you know, fancy it up a bit, make the gladiator waiting room a bit nicer and stuff like that. The finishing touches, those are always crucial to a build, what you do at the end of it. Now, at first I wanted to make the path out of sandstone leading out, but I decided to make it what the rest of the paths were made of. Bit easier to, you know, sort of do. I love the new update where you don't have to place 2 half slabs down to make it the same height as a normal block, which is really quite nice. Now here I'm just finishing off the gladiator / animal rooms. Oh, must have made a bit of a mistake there. Getting out the pressure plates and stuff to open the doors, and what I decided to do in the end is make it like, so the lever at the top would release them, so there was no way to open that door, except for the gladiators. For the animals, there was no way to open the door except a lever right at the top, which is what you'll see in a minute. A lever at the top can open the doors only. Now what I'm doing this for the animal part, I'm making sort of it like a cage, I decided to do. But then I thought it didn't quite look right with the door as well. It didn't really look cagey, so I just put 2 bits of cage there, as you'll see in a sec. Shadow lags, but just like that. And that looks quite nice. And that's where the animals, or mobs as it will probably be, will be. And a lever at the top to release them, so the gladiators can fight them, or 2 gladiators can fight each other. And that's the Coliseum done. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.